The Sealyham Terrier has remained one of the most popular of companion dogs since arriving in the United States more than 75 years ago. He's a true terrier and a hard worker when put to the test. He has a well-deserved reputation as a watchdog, too, discouraging intruders with his big dog bark. Although the Sealyham's ancestry remains uncertain, he takes his name from the Welsh manor house where the breed was first developed for quarrying badger, otter, and fox. This small but substantial dog first appeared in the show ring in England in 1903. The Sealyham arrived in America not long after and was recognized by the American Kennel Club in 1911. You'll be seeing many Sealyham Terriers during this presentation. Some are outstanding examples of the breed. Others are less so, but all are representative examples and will help your understanding of this breed. Now, let us begin. The Sealyham should be the embodiment of power and determination. Keen and alert, he is of extraordinary substance for such a small dog, yet is free from clumsiness. The Sealyham should have an overall rectangular appearance, with the body being strong and short-coupled. The distance from withers to tail set should be about the same as from withers to ground. He should stand about 10.5 inches at the withers and weigh about 23 or 24 pounds. Not often used these days for going to ground after quarry, he retains the traditional quick intelligence and tenacious spirit that is his heritage. Let's begin our detailed study of the Sealyham with the head. It should be in balance with the body, joining the neck smoothly. It should be long, broad, and powerful, without coarseness. The head is quite substantial for such a small dog, the length being roughly 3/4 the height at withers, or an inch or so longer than the neck, usually about 8 inches in length. The muzzle should be about the same length as that of the skull. The distance between the ears should be a little less than half the total head length. You can see that the skull is very slightly domed. The dome of the skull should flatten out so that it is level at the set-on of the ears. There is a shallow indentation running down between the brows, joining the muzzle with a moderate stop. You can see that the muzzle and skull are not at an angle to one another. This head appears down-faced, with a definite stop. This dog's head is not well proportioned. The muzzle appears shorter than the skull, and it lacks substance. Make sure to use your hands to determine actual structure and proportion. This dog's head is also incorrect. The skull is too rounded and slopes off too sharply. This head is correct. The muzzle and skull are of about equal length and are in parallel planes. The skull, while slightly domed, becomes nearly flat between the set-on of the ears. See how the cheeks are smoothly formed and flat, without heavy jowls. The jaws are powerful and square. They are well boned, with the front of the jaw only slightly rounded. The bite is either level or scissors. The teeth are sound, strong, and white, with canines fitting closely together. Undershot or overshot bites are bad faults. The Sealyham's nose is black with large nostrils. The nose must be black. White, cherry, or butterfly noses are bad faults. The keen, alert terrier expression, so characteristic of this breed, comes in part from properly shaped and placed eyes. The eyes are very dark, like these, deeply set and fairly wide apart. They're of medium size and oval in shape. You may see dogs with no color around the eyes like this. Lack of eye rim pigmentation seen here is not a fault, however. Light eyes and large or protruding eyes are bad faults. The keen expression of the Sealyham is also determined by the ears, which are folded level with the top of the head, with the forward edge close to the cheek. The ears should be long enough to reach the outer corner of the eye and should be well rounded at the tip. Although the ears are thin, not leathery, they should be of sufficient thickness to avoid creases. This dog's ears are too big and thick. These ears are too pointed and do not lie close to the cheek. The crease in these ears is also incorrect. Hound ears, prick ears, tulip or rose ears are bad faults. Here again is the correct Sealyham look, with dark, oval-shaped, deep-set eyes and folded ears that reach the outer corner of the eye. There's no doubt that this Sealyham is a terrier through and through. Now let's consider the Sealyham's neck and body. The neck in length is slightly less than 2/3 of the height of the dog at the withers. That is, about 7 inches, about an inch shorter than the length of the head. The neck is muscular without being coarse and has good reach. There should be no throatiness. There should be refinement of the neck at the throat, and it should widen firmly and fit smoothly into the withers. This neck is too long and thin and lacks the necessary muscling. What about this neck? It appears to be too short. Remember that the neck should be about an inch shorter than the length of the head. In a dog that is 10½ inches tall, this length should be about 7 inches. This properly shaped and muscled neck blends smoothly into the shoulders, which are well laid back and powerful. The shoulder blade lies at about a 45-degree angle to the horizontal. These shoulders lack sufficient layback. Upright or straight shoulder placement is highly undesirable. These correct shoulders are powerful without appearing coarse. Feel through the coat to determine shoulder structure. You should feel good width in the shoulders, allowing freedom of movement in the forelegs. Although the standard calls for powerful shoulders, this does not mean over-muscled. The forelegs are short, strong, with good bone. From the side, you can see that the legs appear straight from elbow to foot. From the front, the legs may be very slightly curved around the deep chest, which reaches below the elbow. This does not mean crooked legs like these. This front is narrow and pinched. What about this dog's forelegs? They appear too long, with the chest consequently being too far off the ground. Remember that the Sealyham was originally bred to go to ground. A low-slung body is important for this task. A dog too long in leg is not in keeping with the breed's original purpose. This dog's depth of chest and length of leg are correct. The feet are also correct. The Sealyham's front feet are large, considering his overall size, but are round and compact with strong nails. The pads are thick and tough. The toes are well arched and point straight ahead when the dog is moving or standing still. This dog's flat, splayed feet are undesirable. Thin, spread, or flat feet are bad faults. The body should be strong, short-coupled, and substantial. The Sealyham's traditional work required great flexibility through the back, which in turn requires a short loin, as seen here. There should be a lot of substance evident in the body, with well-sprung ribs. The Sealyham should never be slab-sided. Length of back from withers to set-on of tail should approximate the dog's height at the withers. The top line is firm and level. What about this young dog's body? It appears too long, which is undesirable. And this dog appears too long in loin. This dog's sway back is also faulty, as is a roached back. Strength and substance are the keys, as seen here. The deep brisket should reach well below the elbow. Be sure to check this with your hands to determine actual structure. The tail is docked to maintain a balanced appearance and is carried upright. It is set high enough on the back that the spine does not appear to slope down to the tail. This tail is set too low on a steep croup. This is very undesirable. This tail is correctly set, high up on the back with no downward slope before it. The structure of this dog's hindquarters is correct too. They're very powerful and protrude well behind the set-on of the tail. Good muscling should be evident, along with strong second thighs and well-bent stifles. The hocks are well let down, with pasterns relatively short. From the rear, you can see that the hock joints and rear pasterns are parallel. Note the well-rounded buttocks and powerful muscling. This rear lacks the muscle development needed for Sealyham's strength and substance. These straight stifles are very undesirable. These cowhocks are a bad fault. This can hamper the dog's movement and efficiency in the field. This is the correct rear assembly, with powerful muscular thighs and good angulation. Note that the hind legs appear to be longer than the forelegs and are not as heavily boned. The rear feet are not as large as the front feet and are oval-shaped rather than round. Thick pads and strong nails are evident. Movement is the ultimate test of the Sealyham's conformation. The Sealyham Terrier should move with his head up and his tail carried proudly upright like this. Movement should be sound, strong, quick, free, true, and level. Sound movement means that the legs move in a straight line, with the hind legs following directly in the path of the front legs. Coming toward you, the forelegs are not thrown out to the side, but are carried straight forward like this. The rear legs move in the same plane, with the hocks turning neither in nor out. This dog is moving too close behind, which is faulty. These front legs come in under the body instead of moving in straight lines. This movement is not smooth. There is too much bounce. Here again is correct movement, proud, powerful, sound, and strong. Remember that the Sealyham is a fairly heavy, substantial dog on short legs. Now let's discuss the Sealyham's weatherproof coat. It's a double coat with a hard, wiry top coat and a dense, soft undercoat. It's designed to resist harsh weather conditions and protect the dog from skin injuries in the field. Always check for the dense undercoat seen here as you judge this breed. A lack of undercoat is very undesirable. Curly coats or soft, silky coats are bad faults. Excess furnishings like these are not desirable as they detract from the Sealyham's outline. As for coat color, The Sealyham should have an all-white body and may have markings on the head and ears, which can be tan, lemon, or badger. You may also see brown or blue markings on the head and ears. There should be no preference given to any of these colors. Heavy body markings and excessive ticking should be discouraged. The marking on this dog's tail is faulty. Remember, the body should be all white, with markings only on the head and ears. Dark spots of pigment on the skin is not ticking. Ticking is this coloring in the hair. As for size, both dogs and bitches should be about 10.5 inches at the withers. In weight, dogs should be 23 to 24 pounds, with bitches slightly less. Size is more important than weight, however. A dog much over or much under 10.5 inches may not be as efficient at going to ground as a dog closer to this height. A low, solid Sealyham is most desirable. As you judge this breed, you should look for a dog of extraordinary substance, but not exaggerated in any way. The low-slung body set on well-boned, sturdy legs epitomizes the power and stamina of a true terrier. His personality reflects the terrier temperament, too. Inquisitive and alert, the Sealy can be quite independent, but will display unswerving loyalty to his family. He can be cautious with strangers on first meeting. His popularity is sure to continue for many years to come.